Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Dr. Shuchi, the Anthropologist. This is part 2 of our series, Social-Cultural Anthropology and Introduction. This video will explain the core concepts, approaches, scope, and subject matter of the discipline. If you are enjoying learning with me, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to stay connected with our academic discussions. Thank you.
Social cultural anthropology is guided by important concepts and approaches that help to understand human behavior and culture. Culture, the way of life of people, including their ideas, beliefs, customs, values, and behaviors, which is learned, shared, and passed from one generation to another. Holistic approach examines all aspects of society, kinship, politics, economy, religion, language, and environment as interrelated parts of a whole. Cultural relativism understanding a culture on its own terms rather than judging it by outside standards helps avoid ethnocentrism. Cross cultural comparison studies similarities and differences among societies to identify both diversity and universal human patterns. Ethnography, that is in depth fieldwork, the main method in social cultural anthropology involving long term fieldwork, participant observation, and both emic, that is insider, and etic, that is outsider perspectives. Emic and etic perspectives. Emic means understanding culture from the insider's point of view. Etic means analyzing it from an outside or comparative perspective. Enculturation and socialization. Enculturation refers to learning one's own culture, values, and traditions, while socialization focuses on learning social roles and behaviors necessary for participation in society. Symbolism and meaning. Culture works through symbols such as language, rituals, myths, and art that convey shared meanings and values. Structure and agency examines how social rules and institutions shape people's actions and how individuals can also influence and change society. Reflexivity, the practice of reflecting on how an anthropologist's own identity, experiences, and perspective influence research and interpretation of other cultures. These core concepts and approaches form the foundation for understanding and analyzing human societies and cultures. Social cultural anthropology studies diverse aspects of human life from everyday practices to large scale social processes. Marriage, kinship, and family systems includes marriage rules, descent patterns, clan and lineage organization, household structures, and inheritance practices. Economic systems studies modes of subsistence, systems of exchange, and the effects of globalization and neoliberal economies. Political organization and law analyzes governance like bands, tribes, chiefdoms, states, and authority, power, leadership, conflict resolution, customary law, and citizenship. Religion and belief systems examines myths, rituals, cosmologies, witchcraft, shamanism, sacred spaces, and pilgrimage practices. Other social institutions investigates the organization and functioning of institutions such as education, media, health, and governance. Language and communication explores symbols, myths, folklore, oral traditions, performance, discourse, and semiotic systems as expressions of culture. Identity and stratification focuses on gender, caste, class, race, ethnicity, sexuality, and power relations shaping social hierarchies. Change and modernization studies processes like industrialization, migration, urbanization, globalization, digitalization, and their impact on cultural transformation. Through this broad scope, social cultural anthropology provides a comprehensive understanding of human life across both traditional and modern society. Anthropologists study a wide variety of human societies to understand cultural diversity and social organization. Tribal and indigenous societies, small communities based on kinship, traditions, and subsistence living. Peasant and rural communities, farming villages with local social structures, caste or class systems, and shared land practices. Urban and industrial societies, cities and towns with migration, jobs, markets, slums, and modern lifestyles. Religious centers, temples, monasteries, shrines, and pilgrimage towns that bring people together through rituals and cultural practices. Transnational and diasporic communities, groups living across countries, maintaining ties with their homeland and adapting to new cultures. Digital and virtual societies, online communities, and social media spaces that create new ways of connecting and interacting. By examining these varied societies, anthropology captures the full spectrum of human social and cultural life. Social cultural anthropology studies human behavior, culture, and society through some significant concepts and approaches like culture, holism, cultural relativism, ethnography, and reflexivity. It explores diverse areas such as kinship, economy, politics, religion, language, identity, and social change to understand how people live and interact. Social cultural anthropologists examine different types of societies, from tribal and rural communities to urban, transnational, and digital worlds, using comparative and holistic perspectives to explain cultural diversity and shared human experiences.
Where there's human, there's anthropology. So keep exploring with Dr. Shuchi Srivastava, the anthropologist.